I love Haley because she makes really good meals and she's just really sweet and does a lot of good things.
She's really nice.
I have a lot of fun watching movies with her because she always picks good movies.
I like it when I watch movies with her and eat popcorn.
We have the same style of movies. Like, I like funny movies and she likes funny movies. My favorite movie to watch with her is Elf.
I like it when she goes places with me, like my brother's soccer game.
I like her pasta. There's this pasta and it's got sausage and tomatoes and stuff, and it's really good. I'm excited to have her part of my family because she's just really kind and generous and likes to do things for other people.
I love it when Haley tucks me in at night and says, "I love you."
Some of my favorite things about Mike is how nice he is. Yeah, I guess he is a pretty good joke teller. After I met Mike, I started liking soccer a lot. So Mike's favorite soccer team is this team called Chelsea. They're from England. His favorite players, oh crap, I forgot. Really supportive whenever I have like a sport or something, like during my state swim meet. He was really supportive then, which was really helpful. The pep talks he gives me are really good, like try your hardest, do your best. You can do it, I believe in you, you can do it. He always gets me the coolest shirts, because my mom never does that. No, I'm kidding.
Some of my favorite things about Mike are him reading to me. I like him coaching soccer for me. I love when Mike snuggles with me. Mike sets off fireworks in the yard. Really excited. Mike's gonna be my stepdad. I'm really excited to have 2 new brothers. Sam likes to read to me.
Me and Mike, we both kind of like the same kind of music. Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Aerosmith, Queen, and that's about all I can think of. I'm really excited for Mike to be part of our family, and I can't wait for Jack and Sam to be my brothers.
First time I met Haley was years ago. I worked with her dad at Wells. She came through a few times, so I don't think she ever really noticed me because she pretty much ignored my presence, but that was our first interaction. In adult life, after that, it was our kids had taekwondo together, so we would see each other there. The first thing that caught me about her was her smile. Her smile was very contagious. She has a very big, teethy smile, and it's beautiful. So that was one of the first things that I noticed. It kind of just grew from there, and then we ran into each other at a local establishment. I would say 3 or 4 months after that.
I had been out with a girlfriend, and it was one of those situations where I kept looking at him. I remember telling my friend, like, he's so cute, like he is really good looking. After a little more courage, I went over and I finally started talking to him. It was almost like everyone else that was in the room just kind of disappeared.
And sparks kind of flew, and I realized very quickly that evening that I wanted to be around her more. We spent most of that evening just kind of talking to each other. And
it was us and no one else around. So that was, I don't know, it was just a very, very magical moment that you really don't forget. And I told him that I grew up with a pool table in my basement. Well, it turns out we decided to play doubles with another couple that was there, and I'm actually awful at pool, so he was kind of bummed once we started playing and he realized how terrible I was. So I think that's just one of those fun things about that first night that we met that I still remember and I probably won't ever forget.
It's where everything's kind of gone since then, and it's been very, very good. Obviously, because we're getting married.
It was a really big thing for us that we make sure that we were really comfortable in our relationship and where we were at before we ever introduced our kids to each other.
Neither of us felt comfortable just bringing all the kids in the mix without knowing how strong the other one felt about the other one. When you first meet somebody's kids, you don't love them right away. You know, it's just not natural. But it happened so quickly with Owen and Noah, just how sweet they are and how loving they are. It's hard to imagine life without them now, because they've just been part of my boys' lives, my life, and when they're not around, it's just not the same around here.
I'll never forget, that first time when we really started incorporating not just Mike with my boys and myself with his boys, but us as a family of 6. That feeling when we were all first together, it just felt like it was right. I can't imagine being anywhere else with anyone else.
I very quickly realized that I wanted to propose and be married to her. Obviously, I had to ask her father first, so I did that whole thing, and he was very excited, and he seemed like like he was happy about that. At least that's the way he made me feel about it. But he said yes, so that was exciting.
So Mike and I had a trip to Colorado planned.
Booked the trip. She had no clue. Was very nervous, packing this ring in the bag, trying to hide it, because we shared a bag.
Maybe it's just the mom intuition in me, but I did have a little gut instinct that there was something special about this trip. So we get into Colorado, and I think this is still one of the best things about this trip, but we signed up to get like a Jeep or some sort of 4-wheel drive car. We get there and they had a Fiat for us.
The plan was to be at the top of this mountain at a specific time, so I had to try to figure out how to get this thing to the top of this mountain, because it wasn't actually a road, it was just like an old horse trail.
I thought we were gonna roll down the side of this mountain in this little rental car.
But I drove it up there like a savage. Almost ripped the wheels off it a few times, but I got it up to the top.
I had no idea why he was so certain on wanting to get to that spot.
Yeah, I went pretty elaborate with it. I hired a hidden camera photographer to meet us on the top of this mountain.
We parked the car, and at that point, I was just happy to be out of the car and on land.
The hidden camera photographer had all these landmarks set up in the bushes, and he goes, look for these ribbons, there'll be a water bottle. And then once we got to the point, he said, turn to the west, which at that point I had no idea which way west was. I just knew which mountain was the prettiest, so I was like, that's gotta be the background.
I remember turning, looking away and looking back, and the next thing I knew,
took a knee, and told her why I was there, how much I loved her, and then we both started crying, obviously.
it was one of the most magical moments of my life, and I don't think he could have chose a better location to have asked me to marry him. So I think something that's really fun about Mike and I is we're both so bullheaded and we're so used to just always being the one that's right. It takes a while for either one of us to back down. We're both so passionate, and in my opinion, I feel like we're two imperfect people who are just perfect for each other.
I mean, she's very feisty. She knows everything. I mean, just ask anyone. That's a pet peeve, because she doesn't really know everything.
We worked really, really hard on teaching Mike the importance of try folding the towels in the bathroom.
I don't know how to fold towels in her mind. It's just not the right way, I guess. I always you just fold them and then you fold them again. I thought that was the way to go. I guess there's a tri-fold thing you're supposed to do. I'm still learning it.
I'm really, really, really particular about the way fruits or vegetables or any sort of item is cut, and I like things to be cut uniform. So he gets a little butthurt sometimes when I sit and breathe over his shoulder and I watch the way he cuts everything.
She gets annoyed at how I deal with like clerks and stuff like that in public. You know, if we're at restaurants, sometimes I complain about food, and if the service isn't right on par, I make comments. I know she doesn't like that at all.
I could be at home feeling just awful, wearing a pair of sweats and a hooded sweatshirt, and he'll look at me and tell me how beautiful I am, and I can tell that he genuinely means it. And I don't feel like I have to be something I'm not. He just truly loves me and cares about me. When I was living off on my own, it was just myself and Owen and Noah, there were plenty of times where, you know, I would have trouble with my dishwasher or something going on with a washer or dryer, or even if it was the middle of the night and I thought I heard a noise or I got scared, all it would take was one call to Mike, and no matter what he was doing, he would drop everything he was doing to come and help me.
Yeah, her passion level is very high. She likes to scream at the television when her Packers are playing, which is always entertaining. I'm a Vikings fan, so that's fun around the house. How much she loves my boys, I think that's something that really has always stuck out for me. From almost day one of meeting my kids, she took them in and she hugs them and tells them she loves them at the end of the night. And if they get hurt, she's the first one there with a Band-Aid or medicine when they're not feeling well. So she makes our house a home. She does a really good job of taking care of all of us around here, which another reason that I really love her. Want her to be my wife. I'm excited to see where everything goes. And as the boys get older, there's going to be different dynamics, and I'm going to have the talk with them soon. So I've already been told that that's my job solely. So that'll be interesting. She's going to have to be very patient. There's going to be a lot of testosterone in the house. And she's one of the best moms we could ask for. She rolls with the punches with sports almost every night of the week, meals, laundry, dishes around the house, everything here we can imagine. She's always there, and we hold her up in high regard. She's our favorite.